Welcome to this Perceptive Readers Podcast. Hi, I'm James Lynch. Welcome to this Perceptive Readers. I'm James Lynch with this special week of spiritual thoughts. Thank you for being here. Today, I want to pick up on the biography of Jesus. We talked about it in the other podcast briefly about, did I say biography? How about biology? No, biography. I was reading something with biology just the other day. But anyway, the biography of Jesus. So we're talking about his lineage, his ancestors, and ancestors, excuse me. The reason why I also think you will find this interesting, aside from just hearing about Jesus Christ, his biography or his lineage, his genealogy, is to be able to show you a couple of things. One, persons who have read the Bible and have grown up around the Bible have often heard Bible stories of different names. And these names, these feats that they engaged in, some of them great in ways of strength, and some of them great just in their faith, which is mostly always the emphasis, their faith that they had in God. People have read and shared stories with their children, passed them along to others. Some people may have just seen them on a poster or something for this reason or that. Well, here is the point. What is the bigger picture with these names? You're going to find that some of these Bible stories that you heard over the years of these people that you said, oh, I like this person or that person. Well, did you know that they're also in Jesus' family, his lineage? And so that can give you, again, some more insight into, man, look at the family that Jesus came from, okay? The other thing about names as well. Remember how I said that God has set the mode for mankind. The grand creator himself has a name. And so what he has done is what? Also named his people, named people that he, knows. And so here it is. Names are important to God. And as we see from this biography of Jesus, names are important here. Some famous names, if we can use that term. You see? So I want to really emphasize, if anyone ever says, are names really important? Yes, they are. Let me say that again. Are names really important? Yes, they are, especially when a person is doing the best they can to be honorable and faithful. Okay? All right. So we have that. Now let's start with the three translations that I told you I use, from the King James Version to the New International Version to the New World Translation. I want to share with you Matthew chapter 1, verse 1, just to address a point that I made right in the beginning about being able to get the essence, whether we talk differently at times or not, or use certain expressions, we can still get the essence and the truth of the matter of what's being said. For example, in Matthew chapter 1, verse 1 of the King James Version, it says, the book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Then in the New World Translation, It says in Matthew chapter 1, verse 1, the book of the history of Jesus Christ, the son of David, son of Abraham. And in the New International Version, Matthew chapter 1, verse 1, it states, this is the genealogy of Jesus the Messiah, the son of David, the son of Abraham. So did you notice in verse 1, when it came to referencing Jesus' lineage or background, first it says the book of the generation. See that word, keyword generation? In the New World Translation, it says the book of the history. See that word, history? The key word is history. And then we have in the New International Version, this is the genealogy. See that word, the key word, genealogy? So we have three different words, generation, genealogy, and history, but do they all not give the same truth, the same essence that, hey, we are talking about the ancestors of Jesus, his family? Well, that's the way the Bible is in these different translations. You are able to still get the truth from translations. But as I told you before, there are differences at times. Yes, like I told you with the New World Translation, it places God's name back in the hundreds of times that it was originally in the Bible. You see, it was in there quite a bit. Or was it thousands of times? Oh my goodness. Let me, you know what? I'm going to have to look that up. It was time I used to know that off the top of my head, you know. But the whole point is names are important. Okay? Names are important. Names can be used to actually, like, again, prove who to say you are. And also, you know, of course, your upbringing. So let me bring out a few of these names that you may have heard from Bible stories or somebody mentioning them. Did you know that these persons were in or are in Jesus' family line? How about Abraham? You probably have known that, many of you. Then you have Isaac. How about Jacob, Judah? Let's talk about some women here, like Rahab. How about Ruth? Okay. I know you heard about David. Yes. Jesus comes from the family line of David. You see? So you have Solomon. A lot of persons talk about him. Oh, in light-hearted ways, in wise ways, also very, very deep spiritual, famous ways, do they not? But guess who once again is ancestor of Jesus? Yes, King Solomon, you see. And so we go all the way down, and I encourage you to read about, in verse 10, Hezekiah, and dropping all the way down to Matthew chapter 1, verse 16. We get down to Jacob became the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom Jesus was born, who is called Christ. So you can see Jesus' history from the beginning. But if you turn over to Luke chapter 3, you will see Luke, the physician, goes backwards all the way to the beginning. And he did something that I really just appreciate, because he says, okay, I'm going to start from your point. That's like if I'm talking to you, and I'm going to take you back all the way back to your great grandfather. Okay. So you will know exactly who you came from, the origin point of your life, the origin point of your family line. All right. So here it is in Luke chapter 3. It starts with, in verse 23, when Jesus began his work, he was about 30 years old being the son, as the opinion was, of Joseph, son of Heli. All right. Now, if you read all the way through to verse 38, it does something that I really appreciate, getting to the origin point, getting to, once again, the beginning of the family. Verse 38, son of Enosh, son of Seth, son of Adam, son of God. So there you go. Are names important? Oh, yes, they are. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, hey, feel free to share this information. Give it a like. It's on many platforms. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day.